Ready to make your long-planned move to Idaho? Hack your move with these 10 tips from an Idaho-born realtor. Let's make your move as easy and pain-free as possible so that you can hit the ground running and begin enjoying the Idaho lifestyle. Some of these are common sense, but some may surprise you. Number 1, I shouldn't have to say it, but please visit the part of Idaho you think you want to live in before you move here. And bring any other decision makers with you. That may include your kids. As a realtor with John L. Scott Real Estate here in the Boise area, I've had many out-of-state clients arrive in Idaho with a predetermined city or even neighborhood where they think they want to live. But once they've spent a few days in the Treasure Valley, they find an area that suits their needs better. I can then begin sending them available listings of homes in the exact town or area that they've pinpointed. Those listings will help them understand what kind of housing and how much housing is available within their budget. These people who visit Idaho first are in a much better position when they actually make their move compared to newcomers who've never even visited Idaho or maybe visited 20 or 30 years ago and then simply show up hoping for the best. With housing in short supply here in Idaho and prices still quite high, doing your research before moving can help you avoid disappointment. Hoping for the best just isn't good enough in Idaho's competitive housing market. Number 2, another thing you should do during your visit to Idaho is to try to talk to a local lender, someone who actually knows our market, not someone online with some big company that isn't in Idaho. Your realtor can help you with some recommendations for lenders. For example, I myself have lenders I like for VA loans for veterans, for first-time home buyers, for FHA loans, and for borrowers who have unconventional income sources or who are self-employed. Your lender will help you figure out how much home you can afford. There's just no point wasting your valuable time looking at $600,000 homes if you have a $400,000 budget. Being realistic about your budget will save you a lot of time and disappointment. Number 3, are you planning to work from home but thinking of living in a rural area of Idaho? Make sure you'll have adequate internet connectivity and enough speed to do your work properly. This shouldn't be a problem here in the Treasure Valley, but it could be an issue as you move away from southern Idaho's urban areas and head up into the mountains. Number 4, if you're moving for a job transfer, you're probably golden, but if you'll be leaving your job behind and looking for a new one in Idaho, my best advice is please do your research before moving. Look and see, does Idaho have jobs available in your sector? How much do they pay? And be sure to look really carefully at the benefits package, especially health insurance. Idaho is not a super cheap state. Don't be surprised to find that a job that is unionized in another state isn't unionized in Idaho. Number 5, think about your travel needs. Are you leaving behind elderly parents in another state? Will you need to do a lot of travel for work or for medical care? Do we have direct connections between Boise and the cities you'll be flying to regularly? Considering that as of February 2024, there were all of 26 direct flights that could take you from Boise to another U.S. city, maybe a better question would be how convenient and how expensive are flights between Boise and the places you'll be visiting often. If it takes a connection, it's going to cost more than a direct flight. Number 6, consider your health insurance situation. Take a thorough look at yourhealthidaho.org. That's Idaho's health insurance exchange website. Find out if you will qualify for an interim health insurance plan. If not, you may need to find private insurance outside of the exchange until the next sign-up period at the end of the calendar year. If your employer will be providing health insurance, make sure you ask them 2 things. 1, will it take effect immediately, or is there a waiting period? And number 2, will all of your family members living with you be covered? That last one may seem like a no-brainer, but I did have a client move to Idaho for a new job a couple of years ago and discover too late that his wife and his dependent child weren't covered by his employee health insurance plan. That was a huge shock to him and his family. Number 7, if you're used to living and playing in a heavily populated state where emergency health care is no more than a few minutes away no matter where you are in the state, Idaho may prove to be surprising. We're a big, sparsely populated state. We have many areas that aren't all that easy to access. If you're going to live or travel more than half an hour from a major medical center, I strongly recommend getting an inexpensive annual family subscription to LifeFlight. LifeFlight is an air ambulance, and it has saved many lives here in Idaho, including people that I know personally. But it's not cheap if you're not a member, especially if you have to be taken out of Idaho, for example, to a specialist burn care unit in Utah. Health insurance won't often cover an air ambulance, and the cost is understandably very high. The cost of a life flight subscription to me is worth every penny for peace of mind. And if you live in Ada County, now that's Boise, Meridian, Eagle, Star, Garden City, or Kuna, I recommend you also sign up for Vital Ride. Vital Ride is the Ada County Paramedics membership program. You'll pay very little or nothing for ambulance service with Vital Ride, depending on how much your insurance plan covers. It's great for people with chronic medical needs, people who fall a lot like I do, or for anyone really. You'll never again have to say to yourself, I think I'm having a heart attack, but I don't want to pay for an ambulance. Not that you should ever drive yourself if you think you're having a heart attack, but I know people who've done that because they're afraid of the ambulance cost. By the way, if this info on my video is helpful, please give the video a thumbs up, leave a friendly comment, or subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Number 8, I don't know how often I've heard people say they forgot about their pet situation when planning a move. People, your dogs and cats are family, and they need just as much consideration as humans do when making a move. In particular, if you're planning to rent when you arrive in Idaho, you must make sure ahead of time that you can actually find affordable, decent accommodations that allow a pet or pets. This is especially relevant if you have certain breeds of dog. Many apartment complexes and most mobile home parks won't allow pit bulls, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, Great Danes, and other breeds that their insurance companies disallow. I'm a German Shepherd owner myself, and I feel your pain, but this is something you do need to consider when planning a move. You don't want to find yourself homeless because you can't get a place with your dog. It could be easier to simply buy rather than trying to find a nice quality rental that allows pets. And please, don't abandon your pet just because it's inconvenient to keep them. I believe there's always a way. Number 9, got kids or thinking of having kids in the future? Idaho gives you plenty of parental choice when it comes to schooling. You can homeschool. You can send the kids to private school. You can sign them up for a charter school or send them to public school, or even some combination of the above if you're feeling adventurous. If there's a particular school that you want your child to attend, let's say for example a magnet school for the arts, well, check out the cost of housing within an easy drive of that school. Are you interested in ratings for the local public schools and charter schools? Well, there are websites like greatschools.org that rate and rank schools. Parents, you need to do your homework as far as schools are concerned. Ask questions about student to teacher ratios. Ask about the after-school programs that interest your kids. Find out how far they'll have to walk or bus every day. Each local school district has a website with plenty of information about the schools in that district. So do your homework before you sign up for a place to live. Finally, number 10, get a great local realtor to help you figure out all of this, not just my brother's neighbor's sister's husband who works as a realtor part-time. Realtors are not all the same. Not by a long shot. Read their online reviews. Find an experienced full-time realtor. Look for someone with experience helping people buy homes. Many agents focus on selling homes, and some even try to avoid working with buyers if they can help it. If you're hoping to buy a new build directly from a builder, it's crucial that you have your own representation rather than using the salesperson in the builder's office. That salesperson is friendly, but they're required to put the builder's interests first, not yours. You need someone to help you negotiate. Your realtor may be the first person you really get to know here in Idaho, so make sure you feel comfortable with them, that you trust them, and above all, that you believe they will put your interests ahead of their own. Thanks for watching.